He was about 12, 11, 12. He couldn't go with me when I go to the strip club, right? So them strippers was outside the club, on the street, dancing for this nigga in a truck. And that nigga has been scarred ever since.
I felt like there's other people who could look up and look at my situation and how I handled it, and maybe that they can use what Bow Wow did and implement that into their real life, and maybe that they can gain the courage to finally get over that hatred or that. It was a rough little ride, man. As a kid, I told my mama, man, I never want to go back over there again. I never want to see that nigga again in my life.
I'm going into this versus me and Puff, I'm the underdog. A dangerous underdog too. And I say danger because people don't really know all my records. We know all Puff songs. Everybody in this room could name all Puff records. He don't.
What's happening, Puff? I'll be back to you if JD ain't had enough. Yeah? Jermaine Dupri, king of the pedophiles, if you ask me, baby. Shh.
Bow Wow was speaking up after a disturbing video resurfaced showing his former mentor, Jermaine Dupri, laughing about letting adult dancers around young Bow Wow. The whole situation is being brushed off like a joke by Jermaine, but Bow Wow is just now processing the trauma he faced as a young artist. Back in the day, there were even rumors that one of Jermaine's security guards took advantage of Bow Wow while Jermaine was mentoring him.
You know who I'm talking about. You know what you did with Bow Wow. Why you that little? You know he was only 15, 16 when he came up in this. Why you gonna do that to the man?
And on top of that, there's also been talk that Jermaine might have passed Bow Wow off to other shady figures in the industry like Diddy. Let's not forget that Jermaine publicly defended Diddy even after the feds raided Diddy's houses.
Some people are saying if the federal government is doing the raid, they must have something on him. You think he did it? You think he did anything illegal?
I don't buy it. I don't think so.
All right.
So what exactly did Bow Wow reveal about the trauma from getting into the industry so young? Let's break it down.
At the same time, I wanted to share that moment with everybody else around the world so they could see another side of me, they could see a more mature side of me, and hopefully other young guys in my shoes.
Shad Gregory Moss, aka Bow Wow, was just 3 years old when he started spitting bars for fun. And by 1993, he caught the attention of none other than Snoop Dogg. Bow Wow made his mark on Snoop's classic Doggy Style album with G's and Hustlers. And he even performed on the Arsenio Hall show at just 6 years old.
Future, tell him your name.
Bow Wow.
This is Bow Wow. Y'all hear that? Can y'all hear it? Yes. He's the future. He's a rapper too. He gonna drop and y'all go out and grab his stuff soon. We're gonna do this intro, okay? This is a comedian. You like comics? Cool.
They never do me and they stupid follow shit. They say they have a number of with booty. Do they eat the fat soup? It's Daisy, it's crazy. But to the pan, to the grit, to the gravy.
Things were looking good under Snoop's guidance, but by 1998, Bow Wow crossed paths with Jermaine Dupri, who helped him carve his lane in the game. But this meeting with Jermaine also opened the door to the darker side of the music industry. So there's this video that recently resurfaced where a former security guard from the notorious Tunnel nightclub in NYC spilled some chilling details about Bow Wow's early career, claiming that Bow Wow was allegedly taken advantage of by an older woman while still very young.
A big Puerto Rican chick from Newark, New Jersey, by Broad Street in the projects. You know who I'm talking about. You know what you did with Bow Wow. Why you gonna that little? You know he was only 15, 16 when he came up in this motherfucker. Why you gonna do that to the man? And now he on BET about to marry a chick. You did him dirty.
And if this story holds up, it means Bow Wow was already under Jermaine's mentorship at the time. Also, keep in mind that Bow Wow didn't have any real support system at home, and Jermaine stepped in as a father figure since Bow Wow's real dad was struggling with addiction. It gets darker, y'all. Back in the 90s, there were rumors about Bow Wow being taken advantage of by a male bodyguard, supposedly in Jermaine's limo. Now, when Bow Wow appeared on Vlad TV in 2018, he shot down those rumors, calling them bogus, and saying he had no idea where they came from.
I did it that, and that's all that means to me. You know, it's not even a publicity stunt. I don't need a publicity stunt. I mean, I can say f and he said f and I'm gonna be trending on Twitter. That's just what that is. I can easily pull a publicity if I wanted to do that, but this wasn't that. This was some real shit. I don't fake shit on my show. As the executive producer, I never will fake shit on my show. And that moment was monumental to me because I had to close that chapter in my life with my pops. But at the same time, I wanted to share that moment with everybody else around the world so they can see another side of me, they can see a more mature side of me, and hopefully other young guys in my shoes could go about their relationship with their fathers the same way.
Okay, so you were 30 when that was filmed?
Yep.
Okay. Before then, had you met your father or interacted with him?
Yeah. Used to go to my father's house every weekend.
Okay.
Every
and then
weekend.
what, it just stopped at one point?
Yeah, it was a wrap. You know, once I got famous, once I started picking up, you know, I stopped wanting to go over there anyway. My dad was an alcoholic. You know, my dad was more of an OE, you know, he was one of them type of dudes, St. Ives, you know, he was a hardcore 40-ounce drinker. Not hard liquor, 40 ounces, and a pack of cigarettes. More liquor all day, that's what he wanted. And he would sit there all day and just drink, get drunk. And, you know, as a little boy, you know, you want to play, you want to run around, and he was never able to do that.
But fans weren't buying it, pointing out that Bow Wow's body language in the interview said more than his words. On top of that, there's been a lot of talk about Bow Wow's ex-fiancée, Erica Mena, hinting that Bow Wow might be dealing with some trauma from his childhood. After they split in 2015, Erica accused Bow Wow of treating her badly during their relationship, claiming he had deep anger issues and unresolved pain from some past trauma. He has a lot of demons he needs to deal with, Erica said. He needs to talk to someone. But we're just getting started because now fans are saying that those alleged incidents involving young Bow Wow at the tunnel and with his bodyguard weren't just random. And they're speculating that Jermaine might have been the one who set him up to be exploited by others. See, rumors about Jermaine doing grimy things to young male artists he mentored have been floating around for years. A lot of these rumors were about Criss Cross, the hip-hop duo Jermaine took under his wing when they were just 12 years old.
Duo introduced the trend of wearing pants backwards. Their video would also be a poignant example as to why many other people in the 90s began sporting their clothes backward.
Maybe you can turn around now.
But after Chris Mac Daddy Kelly from Criss Cross passed away from a suspected OD in 2013, people started saying his substance problems were tied to the alleged trauma he endured as a young artist.
On a cause of death, the 34-year-old was found unresponsive at his home. Kelly, together with Chris Smith, shot to stardom in 1992 with the song Jump. Track spent 8 weeks on the Billboard Hot 100. The member of Criss Cross were known for wearing their clothes backwards during performances. They also toured with Michael Jackson, even had their own video game. Kelly and Smith were 13 years old when they were discovered in 1991 at an Atlanta mall by producer Jermaine Dupri.
So these rumors about Jermaine's alleged dark side kept spreading even after Chris Kelly's tragic passing. And eventually Jermaine clapped back at a fan on Instagram who brought up those allegations and claimed that Criss Cross even filed a lawsuit against him back in the day. The fan wrote in a since deleted comment, "Yeah, 17 years ago, you were molesting Criss Cross. Even had a lawsuit which they both won, but it was kept from the public." But Jermaine fired back saying, "You must be out of your effing mind. I should sue you for writing this disrespectful ish on my page. F out of here." But those whispers about Jermaine being a PDF never fully went away. And then none other than Cat Williams added even more fuel to the fire after a video resurfaced of Cat freestyling and taking shots at Diddy, Steve Harvey, and Jermaine. And get this, he referred to Jermaine as the king of the PDF files.
What's happening, Puff? I'll be back to you if JD ain't had enough. Yeah? Jermaine Dupri, king of the files, if you ask me, baby. Shh.
So I think we can all agree that what Cat Williams called Jermaine is probably the worst accusation you could throw at someone. And yet, Jermaine never responded to Cat's words or threatened to sue him like he did with that random fan on Instagram. Now back to Bow Wow. He and Jermaine had a very public fallout, and in 2018, Bow Wow shared this cryptic message. "Yo, Jermaine Dupri, if you don't answer my call, I'm gonna tell the world that you and..." But just when you thought it couldn't get any sketchier, a video started circulating showing Jermaine talking about how he took Bow Wow to exotic clubs back in the day and let adult dancers get close to him. Jermaine even laughed about how Bow Wow's been scarred from the experience. But with all these rumors and accusations about Jermaine, there's nothing funny about it.
He was about 11, 12. He couldn't go with me when I go to the strip club, right? So I leave out here at the studio.
Yo.
And I tell him, you know what I mean, Bow, you gotta stay here, don't do nothing, don't fuck up the studio, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Play some video games, stay here. Nigga made a whole fuss about him staying and how he ain't want to go and he just wanted to goddamn sit in the truck. I just sit outside while y'all in there. Nigga was going crazy, right? So I said, fuck it, we gonna take this to the strip club. You gonna sit your ass in the truck while I go inside the strip club. Now I'm going to the strip club for hours. nigga gonna sit. He want to sit in the truck for hours. So I must have went to the bathroom while I'm in the strip club, and I had a girl dance with me, and it was a whole bunch of dancers. When I came out from the bathroom, they was all gone. Right now, mind you, this was right when Bounce With Me had really just got going. So he had a little, you know, he had seen. He was who he is. Dude, them strippers was outside the club, on the street, dancing for this nigga in a truck. Nigga was sitting in the truck.
What they was doing, JD?
He wasn't throwing no money. He wasn't throwing no money. And them girls was outside dancing around my truck for nigga in the car.
Yeah, that's funny.
And that nigga has been, and that nigga has been scarred ever since.
Exactly. What?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't have shit to do with it.
Yes, you do. It was the girls. You was like, yo, JD, listen, you gotta look. Yes, you do, man. Like,
man,
look,
what's up, my G?
Cause look, you gotta think from like a younger dude perspective. It's like growing up in the hood, and you got that the homie that the big homie pulling up around.
Look, that nigga. Look at Baller. Look what Baller wrote.
I can't.
Sugar and white chocolate. Yeah.
Now, the fact that Jermaine even shared this story publicly is weird enough. But then to joke about bringing a young Bow Wow to a club full of adult dancers, what exactly is funny about that? Imagine if this was a young female artist Jermaine was mentoring. There'd be a whole different reaction. So why is it okay to push young black boys into these situations like it's normal? And Jermaine clearly allowed it to happen, because why else would he talk about his adult activities with this young boy he was mentoring? And then to leave him alone in the car for hours? Something's seriously wrong with Jermaine if he thinks this is funny. What's even worse is how parents were just handing their kids over to these industry men, letting them move out of state and be around strangers. From Bow Wow to Usher to Justin Bieber, we keep hearing the same stories about young male singers living with their mentors, no parental supervision, and in environments that are clearly not safe for someone that age. As for Bow Wow and Jermaine, it's clear Bow Wow still has a lot of resentment, and you can see it in his reactions whenever Jermaine's name comes up. Back in 2022, when fans asked Bow Wow what song in his career he's most proud of, he said, "I'm a Flirt," because it was without JD, and it went #1 without JD, and I wrote it without JD. My whole career, I had to overprove to folks I'm not to be played with. It was like Kobe winning without Shaq. Even JD told me, if you think you can do it without me, then do it. Well, I did. And then when another fan brought up how Bow Wow and JD made some fire tracks and had great chemistry in the studio, Bow Wow fired back, saying he never had any chemistry with Jermaine. He wrote, "Me and Jay have no work chemistry. I ain't worked with that boy in years. He do him and I do me." Bow Wow's response definitely had people raising eyebrows. He got super defensive, and it felt like there was more to the story than just not vibing in the studio. By the way, Bow Wow spilled more tea about his shaky relationship with Jermaine when he was on Math Hoffa's podcast, hinting that their fallout started after Jermaine's So Def signed a deal with Arista, cutting ties with Columbia Records after a decade. Bow Wow thought Jermaine would take him along for the ride, but it turns out he was still tied to Columbia since Jermaine never officially signed him to So Def.
When he left, I'm like, oh, now that I got older, I'm like, I get it. He couldn't take me contractually.
Yeah.
I never was signed to this man. That's when I found out I never was signed to So Def. If I was going to Arista. But I belonged to Tommy Mottola and Donnie Iyer. They wouldn't let that happen. You think we're about to let you walk out with him? Yeah, you're not happy.
Now, speaking of Arista and Clyde, there's another connection to talk about, and you already know it's Diddy. See, Jermaine's been acting real shady ever since the Fed started investigating Diddy. But instead of staying quiet like most of Diddy's industry circle, Jermaine actually defended Diddy.
I also want to ask you about everything happening to Diddy. Were you surprised when you heard about the raid?
Yeah, I was surprised about the raid, but I mean, I think that it's a foolish act that nothing happened, so it's like, why? I don't even understand all the commotion. You know?
Yeah, I mean, he's been sued a lot, but we don't know exactly what's going on.
Donald Trump gets sued every day. You know what I mean? So I just don't know. I don't know why they're making it so serious. Like, it seems like, you know, like I say, celebrities and people of power and money, they get sued all the time. It's not something that it's not the first time that this has ever happened.
Some people are saying if the federal government is doing the raid, they must have something on him. You think he did it? You think he did anything illegal?
I don't buy it. I don't think so. Yeah.
All right.
And remember, Jermaine defended Diddy after Homeland Security raided Diddy's properties in response to multiple lawsuits and physical evidence. So now fans are starting to wonder if Diddy's got some serious dirt on Jermaine. I mean, Jermaine could have kept quiet about the Diddy allegations, but instead, he clearly wanted to publicly state he doesn't believe Diddy did anything wrong. Meanwhile, rumors are popping up again about Jermaine possibly doing something foul to Bow Wow, and fans are making connections to that whole situation with Usher at Puffy's Flavor Camp. As for Bow Wow's take on all this, fans think his recent Instagram posts might hold the key to all these questions. A few months back, Bow Wow took to Instagram to reflect on how he missed out on normal life experiences after getting famous at such a young age. He wrote, "Just woke up, thinking to myself, like, man, damn, I've never been to prom or college. I want to pledge so bad. I wish I was part of a fraternity. Y'all think I'm lucky because of my lifestyle, but I really want what y'all have." Now, some fans were quick to dismiss Bow Wow's comments, calling him out for being out of touch and mocking him for saying he wants to join a fraternity. But many others felt sorry for him, saying he's clearly showing all the signs of someone who's been victimized by the industry. One fan commented, "The rumors have been around since the mid-90s. Jermaine Dupri was in on it. That entire clan was nothing but sick PDF files. Bow Wow had some horrific ish done to him. There was even a tale that started circulating of him being on the receiving end, released to the public because he got out of line. Not only him, but Brandy, Monica, and the rest of these shorties signed and affiliated with So So Def, Belle Biv DeVoe. All three are guilty of abusing those girls as well. Time for all these demons to face justice. Now that Puffy's situation has finally been addressed after 30 plus years, perhaps the rest of these dominoes can fall as well." But what's your take on all these rumors about Jermaine Dupri being another Diddy? And do you believe he really did something unspeakable to Bow Wow? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't sleep on this next video.